Welcome to our first episode. Today I have with me Vanna. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here today.
My absolute pleasure. So Vanna is a Zen therapist. She's got a long list here. I've written them down. She's a Zen therapist. She's a personal trainer. She's a coach. She's a mentor. So kicking off the season here, we're going to ask the first important question, which is, what's your superpower?
Oh, wow. This is a big question. What is my superpower? We were trying to brainstorm because I was like, oh, my God, I got so many superpowers. I feel like I got so many superpowers, but it's just kind of like bringing it down into one, what I feel like my superpower is, which is energy, clairsentience, as we were saying before.
Yes, yeah.
Just feeling energy and understanding, having that emotional, intuitive side of me where I can connect to another person.
Right.
Yeah.
So clairsentience is when it's not visual, it's not audio, but it's that feeling.
Yeah, just that feeling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a, sometimes when I meet someone, it's just like a feeling I've known this person for so long, or there's something about them where their higher self connects to myself, my spirit, and I just download all this information. I'm just like, okay, right. I can understand what is happening right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does that happen for you? Like, how do you know it's just not the mind? How do you know it's the superpower part of you? What are the synchronicities?
There's the synchronicities. It's a lot of synchronicities. There's always a lot of synchronicities in that. For example, in my sessions, I'll have a client come in and then they'll say to me, they'll let out and their emotions, the things that, have happened to them, etc. Then next minute they'll say to me their date of birth is on this date, which is connected to, for example, my mother's date of death.
Coincidentally.
So that's and then that feeling of that connection with this person.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like why this person has come into my therapy room and sat down and has spoken, has let out, and had, spirit had guided them there to be there with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have a connection with people who have passed, or people that have had somebody pass in their life.
Yes.
And you seem to attract these people. Yes. And this is when your clairsentient ability kicks in. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so tell us about that. Give us an example of a situation where that's happened.
Was exactly with that girl that came to see me. Her uncle had just passed away, and same as her father. So there were so many people that had passed away.
Right.
Recently in her life, and she just felt guided. She's from Sydney, mind you.
Right.
Yeah, she was from Sydney. She just felt guided by me to come there, to come see me. And like when spirit guides that person,
yes, they'll
direct you in the right way to go.
It.
To see the right person.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what I mean? Like even the connection of how we met each other. We have another story.
Yeah, we have a good story. Yeah. Well, maybe we should talk about that too.
Yeah, so definitely. So how do we meet? We met at Port Adelaide in the I've got my therapy room there, the studio.
That's it. And I was doing hypnotherapy in one of the rooms in the building, and we just hit it off. We felt a connection from the beginning. It just felt like you're my sister almost.
I know. I was just like, oh my gosh, she reminds me of me. Like everything about you just remember about a clinical hypnotherapist, you know what I mean? And I was just like, oh my God, this woman is so wise. Like everything that I think, everything that I feel, I'm totally understand.
Yeah, we understand each other.
Yeah.
It's just this deeper connection.
Yeah, it's just a deeper, and like, even though we haven't known each other for that long, it's like just the connection.
We feel like we really know each other.
Yeah.
I feel like you're my family.
Yeah, 100%. And
it's crazy.
Then we go back to our past lives.
Yeah.
So we definitely have a past life together in whatever era you want to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a connection there.
Yeah.
So, okay, next question then is the synchronicities, the serendipities, the coincidences. Do you believe in those?
100%.
But do you think that they are on purpose? Do you think that there really are those moments, or everything it's all predestined, pre-planned?
I believe we all have a blueprint in our life. I believe people come into our life for a reason. A certain situation happens to us for a reason. The synchronicities are real synchronicities. It's not a coincidence, not at all. Nothing is a coincidence in life. So once you see the synchronicity and can understand that, and you start writing that down, you start journaling it, you will see the synchronicity form into something beautiful.
And this is something that you do?
Yeah.
You do journaling?
Yeah, journaling, meditation, the whole visualization.
Okay.
Just a lot of things, plant medicine. So I delve into a little bits and pieces.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And you do this because it enhances your superpower?
Yeah, 100% enhances my superpower, my power within myself, connected to my higher self, which is what we all should learn to do, is how we can connect to our higher self in order for us to connect to God, Spirit, Creator, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to the, so when you attract people that have had somebody pass away in their life, or multiple people pass away, and then you can sense this about them.
Yeah,
you can sense that there's something lingering in their energetic field.
In their spirit. I can feel it, I can sense it. And then when we do have the session, the energy session, and I have them on the bed, it's when I go through the chakra meditation where I'm really connecting deep, I can feel it. I can feel what's around me. I can feel whatever chakra is blocked.
Right.
So, for example, today's session with a woman, it was from here, from her sacral chakra to her throat chakra.
Yeah.
And when I was doing the meditation, I just started coughing. I was like, I felt congested. And after the session with her, I said to her, okay, so what did you feel? And, she just felt all of that energy tingling in her. She's like, there's something there that was blocked. So.
Okay, so you can sense it as well.
Yeah.
And you can sense it in your own body.
In my own body,
Okay.
Yeah.
And so your superpower is clairsentience, where you sense it, you can feel things, and then you help people by doing the chakra balancing. And we should really explain what chakras are, just in case people don't know what chakras are. Would you like to explain what that is?
Yeah, so the chakras we've got more than 7 different chakras, there's 7 different chakras, but starting from your root chakra, which is connecting to the earth.
Yeah, and they're like energy centers within the body.
Yes,
And,
going up.
And everyone's got them.
Yes, everyone has them.
Yeah.
So then it goes up to your sacral chakra.
Yes.
Which is your womb, your uterus, everything, your sexual energy. And this is what I delve into a lot, your sexual energy, how to cultivate that sexual energy.
Okay.
Your life force energy, your kundalini, your chi.
Yes.
How to use that energy there in order to manifest and connect to your higher self. Yeah.
And so, and what does one achieve by actually manifesting that kundalini, and chi, which are all energy? It's just different ways of explaining, or different words, different coin words, I guess.
Yeah.
But once we sort of manifest that, and we connect to the higher self, or what does that enable us to do?
It enables us to embody our true potential, our true self, connecting to our spirit, not just the physical, but our spiritual self, in order to feel our body, know our body, understand who we are as a person.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you can start creating things, because once that is blocked, which I was blocked for so many years.
Right.
Like so many of us, we're conditioned, we're programmed, and all of that stuff. But once you can learn to cultivate that energy, you'll just see your manifestations, your creations start to grow.
I see.
Yeah.
So another question. I'm getting all these questions. So how do you know when you're blocked? Like what are the signs and symptoms to know that your chakras or...
So for example, back then, I remember my throat chakra, because I could never speak the truth of who I was. There was so much of me wanting to voice all of this out, and it was just so blocked. So I used to always get throat problems.
Right.
All my glands would sort of swell up.
Right.
Coughing, it was just, that was the physical.
That was like your thing, that you always had stuff going on with your throat.
And that was because I couldn't speak the truth of who I was, or what I was doing in my life, or it just voicing it out.
So when you can't communicate and exactly what you said, okay, so we leave that to the throat chakra. I call them chakras. What do you call them?
I call them chakras. I don't know.
It sounds much better.
So people say chakras, but because my spiritual teacher over in India, he's chakra, and I was like, okay, so I kind of
nice.
put that in my mind. It's different.
Because I never know whether it's chakra.
Chakra.
Some people just call them energy centers, but we're all talking about the same thing.
I know
Dr. Joe Dispenza, if anybody's knows about him, he calls them energy centers, just to steer away from that word. So tell us about India. You went to study?
No, so I didn't go to India. So I've just got a teacher over there that he teaches me on a video call. Do you know what I mean? So it's good. During my journey, I've met amazing people, amazing human beings, teachers, coaches, my spiritual guidance team. And literally I feel like everything that's happened in my life brought me to where I am here with you, here, speaking out here to the public, just to express my journey to help other people in their journey, because so many people have they're going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And they just don't know where to start.
Yeah. So you tune into perhaps what that person needs. If that person comes to you and like, I'm coming to you for, for a massage, right? I know you do cupping.
Yeah, I do cupping, massage, all that therapy.
Yeah. So they come to you and they're like, I've just booked in for a massage, I'm just coming for cupping. But really, when they come through the door, you can sort of sense that there's something underlying the reasons why they're there.
Yeah.
And then you engage in maybe in discussion, and then you find that they open up to you, and then you feel your way through that and help them to actually release that energy block or... Is that
exactly what you just said?
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
So when they come through, I read how the way they walk, the way they talk, their body language, everything, their energy.
Right.
I read all of that. So I have an understanding of who they are.
Yeah.
They come in, the people are like, oh yeah, I just want a massage. Like, okay, I'm just going to go see this girl for a massage.
Yeah.
But then it comes into a whole different experience.
Evolves from it.
Yeah, something evolves from it. And they're like, oh shit, a light bulb moment. So for example, I had a client come in the other day, and I was...
And are you allowed to talk about the clients for confidentiality?
just
to make sure, disclaimer. I'm always conscious of that.
Yeah, so that's why no names.
No names for confidentiality.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
But someone comes through, which happens to be someone that was a public speaker, motivator for refugee camp, had his story of what had happened to him and his family. And it was really, really interesting because he's an Islam Sufism.
Okay.
Islamic Sufism.
Yeah.
And that was something that I've been researching this whole week.
Right.
So I've got a lot of friends that are Islam
Yes.
as well. So I'm just researching all of this. And, some people were trying to direct my thought of thinking of what I should believe in. Anywho, he came in and we started talking, and then he's like, yeah, I'm doing a speech. There's an event that I'm talking about my story.
And he won't mind you sharing this right now?
He wouldn't mind me, trust me. He wouldn't mind me sharing this. Went to the event, and honestly, it was just hearing his story of what he was to about 80 people there.
Right.
And, literally talking about his journey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And now it's just like we know we've come into each other's life for a reason. See how spirit just connected us together somehow. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's just really beautiful. You just got to see the synchronicity in that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. So when did you first realise that you had this ability?
Growing up, honestly, there's 5 girls in my family. We grew up. It was, very spiritual, and things happened in our... my mum was quite spiritual as well. She used to do all these card readings and stuff like that. Yeah. But she passed away from breast cancer a few years ago.
Yeah.
But during her journey, I knew she was connected straight up. But because of the medication and everything that was happening to her, she hadn't yet... She couldn't connect to her higher self.
Right.
Fully. So I went on my journey growing up, which was a very hard journey. Like going back to what I used to do, where I was in prison for 3 years. So there was a lot of things, having 2 teenagers now, like my son's turning 19 and my daughter's turning 17. So it's crazy. Okay. It's crazy just how I've jumped so many timelines. But
you have,
like it's just like wow. You know what I mean? But going through all of those challenges, and then there was a time in my life, when I was out of prison, where...
Tell us about this. Is fascinating.
Going from the beginning. Okay, going from the beginning. All right, before I went to prison, I had overdose on drugs at a house.
Right.
And I literally died. So when you have NDEs or near-death experiences, it opens up your pineal gland. I don't know if you've delved into near-death experience.
Yes.
Yeah. So that happened before I went to prison. I went to prison, went through this journey, went to prison for 3 years, come out.
Yes.
The house that my family was in was the same house that I had died in. So my sisters and everything, like,
Right.
yeah, do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I came out and I was just like, oh my gosh, the room they set up for me is the same room that I had actually, you know what I mean, had the overdose in.
Right.
Because my dad and my family ended up renting that house.
Oh my
From the
goodness.
previous owners.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
I've taken a while to put it on, but I'm
Do you
there
get what I
now.
mean? Yeah.
So it just happened. It just,
Yeah.
that was not your home.
That was not my home.
It just happened to be where it happened. Mm-hmm. And then
Went to prison.
you went to prison, you came out.
3 years later.
3 years later. And then your family have
No idea about
no idea and rented the house.
that I had overdosed and died.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that was so when I got out, my sisters had everything, you know, they had the nail polish because, you know, 3 years in prison, you don't really have anything. So they had the shavers there and everything set up in the bed. And I was just there, I was just like, I can't believe this is happening right now.
Oh my goodness.
I was just like,
what was your reaction?
well, I was just like, I was still like in disbelief,
Yeah.
but I was still lost.
Oh.
Because, you know, the support system didn't help me. Me going through this awakening, I was still the lost person. But yeah, it was quite different. And then that's when literally spirit was pushing at me for so many years after that, like so many years, and that's when my journey began.
Okay.
Getting my children into my care, and then had a relationship with someone that was also inside, and we had all these challenges. But then what had happened was I started to delve back into the lower frequencies of things. Started to delve back into what I used to do.
Okay.
Drug dealing, like, you know, a lot of
right.
toxic
So these
stuff.
are lower frequency
energies.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
So that's fascinating.
Yeah. Then there was things at my house that shouldn't have been at my house.
Yeah.
And literally, I was getting all these signs at home. I remember, like, you know, my kids were young at that time as well, like, you know, electricity, but, like, you know, just signs of, like, they were flickering, popping, dreams. I was getting held down. This is when it was getting really intense.
Wow.
So I was going through my psychic awakening.
Yeah,
right?
okay. Yeah.
And
held down by spirit. You're talking about negative energy.
Yeah.
And that's called, what's the name for that?
I totally forgot now.
Sleep paralysis. Yeah, sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
So this happened to you.
Yeah.
My goodness, that's frightening.
Yeah, so it happened, you know, during that time it happened a few times. And mind you, I had little children at that time witnessing like what I was going through as well. So it was quite hard to deal with it spiritually and physically.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a mother, as someone that has just, you know, come out of prison, trying to find myself, let alone reconnect with my children that I've been seeing for 3 years, let alone reconnect to my family, my partner at the time.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, you know, I used to go driving around, like, literally crying, talking to spirits, saying, why me? You know, my ex-partner at the time was cheating me with my best friend at that time, and all this stuff was happening, and my intuition, I was like, I was knowing things that I shouldn't have known.
Right. So how did you prove that? Like, so things came to you as just
like
thoughts?
Thoughts, numbers.
Numbers?
Yeah, I kept seeing numbers. I was just writing things down. It was just things that I would see, and it would just highlight to me, and I'll write that down.
Right.
And I'll pick that one. And then something would happen, and then I'll hear on the news someone had died over in Sydney, Cambodian, like, you know, a young girl, and I was like, okay, what's happening? Do you get what I mean? Like, so I already had written this down.
So okay.
I'd already written this down in my
premonitions.
Premonitions, right?
So you have premonitions as well.
Yeah, so at that time. So I was really delving into connecting to that, and I was just like, oh my God, what is happening? So this is when I was going through that psychic awakening. So all of these things were happening to my mind, my body, my spirit.
Right.
And it was overwhelming.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, so that's one thing, but yeah.
Okay.
But then the other thing was, I think I told you the story of how.
Yeah.
So I was at this lake, and mind you, this is in West Lakes, Port Adelaide. This lake that I normally go there to go meditate, literally cry out to the universe and say, oh my God, like, help me, like, da-da-da. Next minute, like, literally, this is at 2:00 in the morning, and on the lake, everything just went quiet. Like, you know, the lake the noise. Normally at night time you hear some noise. It was just such an eerie feeling, like it was just like time had just stopped. And I just got all these goosebumps on my hands, on my arms, and I was just like, what the hell is going on? Next minute I get a ding on my phone, and it was from my daughter's app, which is a Life 360 app. And mind you, this was like, 8 years ago. She was only like 7 then. So from her messenger app to my one, it said, George Fife Angus, from the heavens and earth above, you and your family aren't safe.
George Fife Angus, from the heavens
And earth
above, your family aren't safe. I've got goosebumps.
Yeah.
So you got this message from your 7-year-old daughter, supposedly, at 2 a.m. in the morning, when a lake went eerily smooth and silent. You get this ding and you get that message. Now, what 7-year-old writes a message like that?
That's exactly what I said. And I said to myself, what is going on? And then I quickly, called up at home, checked to see if the kids were seeing if she was awake.
Yes.
She was at home. Like, the kids were at home and everything.
Yeah, so they were safe.
They were safe.
Kids were safe.
Kids were safe.
Yeah.
Then I was thinking, okay, logical. Someone's tapped into my phone.
Yes, somebody's hacked my
Someone's
phone.
hacked my phone. I was doing whatever I was doing.
Yeah,
then I was like, okay, that's not happening. Like, because I felt what I was feeling at that time, like at the lake, the feeling that I had was just a shift of energy, like something like coming over me, like pushing me, like wake the hell up.
Right.
And the things that was happening behind closed doors was pretty intense.
Right.
So I already knew what the message, it was real.
You knew that the message was real.
Yeah.
So this message, breaking
breaking news message,
was from the spirit.
Yeah, basically.
To help you.
And then straight away I searched up that name, George Fife Angus, and my heart just dropped because it was a picture of an old man that was born in 1888. I think he died at 85 years old, but he was one of South Australia's co-founders.
One of South Australia's co-founders in the 1800s.
In the 1800s.
And he was an old man. And that's George
Fife Angus.
Fife Angus.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's only the beginning of the story, right?
Oh my goodness.
Because once that happened, went back home, I was just like, oh my God, this happened. And I was telling everyone, like literally my mind was just, everyone thought I was crazy. Like my ex was just like, you need to go to the mental hospital. You're like your mother.
Oh.
Da-da-da.
Oh.
Because,
yeah.
So I was going through this transition of this awakening, this psychic ability, no one understanding me. And then people just saying that I was crazy. But then what the message was saying to me was real because there was things behind closed doors that nobody knew about that was happening, which I could have been hurt. My children could have been hurt. I could have been left back in prison.
So the message was real. There was stuff going on that you weren't aware of behind closed doors, but you found out about that after.
Yeah.
And wow. So that message really
saved my life because I said to him,
your life.
I need you out of my life.
Yeah.
So
this was the message was in regards to a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and what was happening in his life.
Yeah, sure. So, wow, that is incredible.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? I thank Spirit and I thank Mr. George Fife Angus because honestly, like there's a lot of things had happened after that for me to wake up and actually delve into my abilities.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that was crystal clear, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crystal clear.
Crystal clear, you can't make that stuff up.
You cannot. And I started screenshotting everything and I was like, I need proof because I'm the type of person that wants proof also for myself.
Yes.
And to prove,
Because you've got the left brain, right brain.
Yeah.
The right brain's like, oh my goodness, we've got this, and the right brain is creative, the creative side of our brain. The left side of the brain is the analytical, logical part of the brain. So we need both of them to function. So the other one's going to check in and go, hey, is this real? So you're sort of having the battle of the different hemispheres of the brain.
Yeah, and that's exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
Mind you, going back to the George Fife Angus is another thing that happened, I think I told you, last year.
Yeah.
So when before my mum passed away, we did this breast cancer awareness walk. She was alive at that time and we were in the city. Yeah. And we're walking down the city Adelaide City, and there was this like big angel on the grass there, and I was just like, oh my gosh,
What type of angel? A statue?
a statue on the grass, like, a big statue, cement, like just an angel.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my God, this is so cool, this angel. And because everyone was walking really quick, I was like, okay, selfie. Because these days I take videos and selfies all the time just for memory, right?
Yeah.
I was like, selfie. I was like, this is such a beautiful angel. This was before my mum passed away. Then last year, I was going for a walk and like literally I was just like, for some reason I need to just go see this angel, right? Mm-hmm. I walked to this angel. The angel, the statue, is dedicated to George Fife Angus. And my heart, like, oh my gosh.
Wow.
My heart was like,
wow. I got goosebumps again.
It was
this is incredible.
It was
Your story's
crazy.
incredible.
It was crazy, I'm telling you. Like, I was just like, I was just like, oh my God, who do I tell about this that will believe me?
My goodness.
Like, you know,
so you did notice at the time, and when you went back and they had the time to read it and, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then literally it was dedicated to him, and I was just like, oh my gosh. This is amazing. And because I connect to angels and the whole, angel numbers, everything that I do in my work now led back to that. So it was him pushing me to say, okay, spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what I'm doing, I'm on the right path.
You're on
like
the right path.
it's real. Like
this is real.
This is real.
It's not confirmation. You can't make this up.
You can't make any of this shit up. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, so that's why. And even being here now and speaking about this, because I haven't spoken about this for a very long time, but it's real.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Thank you for sharing.
No, that's okay.
Thank you for sharing. Like this is I don't know what to say. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so I guess, you know, like we're not alone.
No.
And we're meant to be where we're meant to be. And we're all amazing individuals, but we're all from source. Like, you know, I see us as like sparks from source. Yeah. And we're on the school of earth to learn lessons. And, you know, because people like, you know, even when they come to see me, it's like, you know, this happened, that happened. And why does this keep happening to me? And, you know, it's very much, you know, victim mode.
Yeah, victim.
But when you can sort of slide out of that mode and go, actually, it's happening for you.
For a reason.
For a reason. To almost like little challenges so that you can learn from it, maybe see the other side of it with a different perspective. Because I think every situation in life has many facets.
Yes, 100%.
You know, and so what facet are we gonna look at that situation through? And you know, and it's enlightening because there's many ways to look at a situation, and if we just don't look at the situation through one means or one lens or one facet, we can look at it from different angles, we can really get a lesson out of there which we can learn and evolve and grow our awareness, 100%. Which is our consciousness. And, you know, that's what I believe we're here for. But, 100%. You know, and that we are absolutely guided. We all have a spiritual support team.
Of course. Yes,
you know,
we do.
We
do. And you find your tribe and you connect to the right people in your journey, whether or not they fall out of your journey, that's okay.
Yep.
You know, that's what I say to everyone, that's okay. They were meant to be in there for that soul contract for that period of time, and that's okay. You keep on moving forward. You keep on, you know, going forward.
And that's so wise because we do think that, you know, people are meant to stay with us in our lives forever. But, you know, that's something that, you know, we can bob along. Somebody can bob along with us for a while on our journey.
That's
and then
true. That's true.
Bob out. And, you know, when you live life and, you know, you can, if you look back, you can see the people that have come in. There was something there that happened, transpired, learnt, and then they bob out and then somebody else bobs on the scene.
100%.
And life keeps evolving.
And I can talk about, like, even in relationships I've had, you know, with my previous relationships.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Everything's for a reason.
Everything's for a reason. And majority of my past relationships are very toxic relationships. We still have that respect and speak with each other. And that mutual respect.
Yeah. Wow. Your story of life, you know, and still going.
I know. There's so much. That's only like one aspect of the journey of the psychic, you know what I mean? Like delving into that.
So excellent. And so I guess we'll definitely have you again. And you have to come again and share some other stories. That'd be lovely. But all right, so let's get to some questions now for the viewer who's perhaps watching that you know, is going through their own awakening or they're finding that they're having some connection with the source, whether it's being woken up in the middle of the night and with downloads of information, or all of a sudden they're seeing like the number 222, or or they're hearing a song comes into their head, and there's all different ways that people receive communication from the other realms, let's say. So, okay, so what would you say?
I would say,
that would help viewers to develop that skill.
Is get a piece of paper and a pen, put it in your car. If you have your phone, have your notepad there. Create a folder that just says my journey or something like that. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever numbers that you see, jot it down there. Have the date. I've got this app called Diaro, and it's amazing. And
what's it called? Diaro?
It's Diaro.
Okay.
And so I've had that diary for the past 5 years.
Right.
And it goes back to all the other years as well. So I can go back to see what happened on today's date 4 years ago. So I backtrack it to see what I was feeling and what downloads I was getting and what spirit was saying to me. And so I just keep on writing in that journal, like the diary.
Yes.
And you see the transitions. And honestly, it's just really connecting to your inner self. There's having the meditation, being within yourself and really meditating, connecting to your higher self and really asking what is it that you want spirit to show you. And spirit will show you, literally will show you. And spirit will show you, but you have to ask. You have to ask. That's the question. Ask. If you do not ask,
you have to ask.
If you do not ask, you won't get anything.
Because we have free will.
100%.
We live here with free will, and unless we ask, they won't intervene because we have free will. So if we want help, we want guidance, we want answers, we want something.
Definitely.
It's not selfish. They're there for us. They're waiting to help us. You just got to ask.
Talking about that is, I literally, before I seen you at the cafe that day, I was asking spirit, I really, really need to get on to do the interview or something like this.
My goodness, this is amazing too.
And literally, I was sitting there just really in my thoughts, connecting to spirit, thinking, okay, so how am I going to do this? Like all these things running in my head. And Natalie was just there, and I was like, oh my gosh, Natalie. And then we just started talking. Next minute, she's like, I'm doing a documentary, like, your YouTube. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly the thoughts that I was putting out there. Do you know what I mean?
So you manifested.
I manifested that.
Manifested this moment.
100%. I manifested this.
And it's funny too, because when I bumped into you at that cafe, I bumped into Vanna at the cafe in Port Adelaide at a cafe, and I was actually having my lunch, and I didn't know she was there. So we were sitting, because the cafe's on a corner, so we were sitting you were sitting on one side and I was sitting on the other side of the building. And then I'd finished my lunch, and then I was sort of walking off. And I went around the corner, and there you are.
I know, just saying that. I know. That's a special cafe, though. That cafe is such an amazing. It is. Like the people that could cross, and the owners, they're beautiful. Do you know what I mean? I've always, that's my little spot where I just connect to people. It's crazy.
It used to be called Earth Cafe at Port Adelaide, but now they've changed names.
Superfood Cafe.
Superfood Cafe. Yeah. Awesome. I love their halloumi focaccia.
Yeah, like honestly, they're amazing people.
Yeah, they are. They're lovely. Yeah. So, and then when we started chatting, I was like, hey, I was here for a while, and then even for me to now fire this up again, my breadcrumbs to blueprints now changing to what's your superpower. It just really, I've been stewing over that for a while, and I've been super busy, but in that conversation with you, something like the cogs turned in my mind, and it just through speaking, it freed something up, and then whoosh. And that was
like, whoa.
That's it. And that's how things operate through me. I get sort of channeled through. I say, love that. So we've all got different superpowers. I haven't spoken about my superpowers.
I didn't interview you.
That's right. No. So one day we'll get there. No, that's super cool. So thank you so much for sharing and just for being here.
Thank you.
Amazing. Your story's amazing.
Thank you. There's so much to it.
And so now, your story is like really deep, and there is so much to it. And, you've really turned your life around. You help kids. Like I see it all the time. So tell me just a bit about that before we wrap it up.
Okay. So basically at the moment I'm a personal trainer, Zen therapist, coach, mentor.
Oh, and I have to ask you, can you please define for us, to explain what a Zen therapist is?
So a Zen therapist, because there's so many different modalities that I've learned, it's kind of like martial arts. You learn different martial arts skills, like Muay Thai, kickboxing, because I do Muay Thai and boxing. I'm a mixed martial arts lover as well.
Super fit.
Yeah. So my energy work of what I do is similar. Different things that I have downloaded, have been guided to, coaches, mentors, I just bring into one, and that's just my own thing. So I was just like Zen therapist. No one really calls it a Zen therapist.
Okay.
So
this is
my own unique
yeah
energy gift that I have as a therapist. Yeah, Zen.
Beautiful.
So,
love it. No, beautiful.
Yeah. So basically that's what I do. I also work with children. I love working with children.
Yes.
Having 2 teenagers, when they're not teenagers, because one's an adult now, but
yes,
just having that, being that guidance and support for these young people.
Yes.
Whether or not they're going through this, whatever journey that they're in, knowing that there's someone like myself there. Because when I was younger, I wanted someone like this. And who was there? There wasn't that many people.
There wasn't that many people.
Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, so I was just like, I want to be someone that's this chart, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so
you are providing the support that you did not have when you were going 100%. Through so much.
Yeah.
So wow.
So at the moment I'm working with thank you. I'm working with an organisation called Confit Pathways, Confit Gym. So it's run by all ex-prisoners or ex-convicts.
Okay.
So they're all fitness professionals where they've built their own gym over in Sydney.
Right.
Matter.
Yes.
They also go into the juvenile prisons there, run programs. So we go in there, run the programs.
Yes.
It's basically mentoring and fitness.
Okay, mentoring and fitness.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So over here, I delve more into the energetic side of it. So the workshops I run is basically sound therapy, meditation, really embodying in your body.
Yeah, connecting to self, connecting to the body.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what I do.
Amazing.
And women's workshops, like I did the first one the other week, and that was amazing. Like,
well, if people want to know more about you, and we'll put a link.
Yes.
We'll put a link down below, and we'll do that. We'll get that all teed up so if people want to know more about you, follow your journey. They can do that. But just thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
And sharing your story, your journey. It's been amazing, amazing, beautiful woman.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Natalie.
My pleasure.
Totally appreciate this.
My pleasure. It's been my pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
And I should say thank you for watching.
Yes, that's our show. Thank you for watching and keep watching. I'm going to make a YouTube channel as well one day, but I'll get there. But honestly, Natalie, you are amazing, and
thank you so much. Well,
the journey of interviewing other people on their journey is great. Because we need to express this
and inspire others.
100%.
And no one's alone. And there's people out there that can help. And just listening to this, even if nobody reached that, doesn't matter. There's always something to glean from an interview. Like just look at your journey and look at where you are now, and look at how it will happen. And that's just incredible. So it will help people. And,
definitely.
So so thank you again. Thank you for watching our first episode. Kick this.
What is your superpower?
What's your superpower? Okay, thanks again. Bye. Bye now.